Is my everything girl. She runs the office. I know I'm teary here. She runs the office. She's a realtor. She does everything. And I said, Amber, you have to be my campaign manager. And she was like, okay, I'll do it. Thank God for her. But what you see tonight is the result of the efforts that she has made. It's amazing. Thank you. So tonight, you're going to hear about the principles that I believe in, that I feel most important to the future of Lee Summit, and the reason that I am running for mayor. And they are affordable housing, job creation, attracting higher paying jobs, infrastructure, which is a big one and takes in a lot, and communication. So I want to give you a little background about myself and what has driven me to be here and to do what I'm doing today. My mother was very influential in my life, and she was the hardest working person that I think I ever knew. So she was a single mom, and she typically worked 3 to 4 jobs just to keep us afloat, to keep us going. And by example, she taught us the value of hard work, that when you fall down, you pick yourself back up again. And if things are bad today, tomorrow is a new day. She reminded us that tough times would always prepare us for life, and boy, was she right. And so I got married at a young age. I was 19, and I thought I was in tall cotton because I married a very successful insurance man. And I started having kids, and I was just living the dream. I thought I was going to be a stay-at-home mom and be a wife. And then one day, life threw me the biggest curveball when my husband was killed in a car accident. And my life and the life of my children changed that day. I had to begin a new life. And I had to pull from what I learned as a child, that I had to pick myself up and I had to keep going and I had to work hard. And so I came up with a plan. And my plan involved getting started in real estate. Now, my plan included selling homes, building homes, and developing land for more homes. Sorry about that. It didn't happen in a year. I thought it would, but I was a little lofty in my desires to make it happen. It took 31 years, but we're here. And I have been very blessed to be able to own this business. I have 14 associates that work with me. I'm very close with them. I've mentored and coached them, and it has been a joy to do so. It has also been a joy to have the beautiful clients that I have that have become some of my dearest friends, and all of you. So all of you. It means so much for all of you to be here tonight. Real estate kind of led me into volunteering at the city because I like to volunteer. It's noisy around here all the time, guys, in the downtown. And so I thought it would be fun. I liked the inner workings of the government, and I thought, well, okay, what can I do? I got on the tax review board, and that was fun. It was once a year, and it was very analytical. Water utilities, I got on the planning commission, and I decided if I really liked it and dipped my toe in the water with it, I'd go on to council. That opportunity presented itself, and I ran, and of course I serve there today. But even being on council, I think it showed me and it made me realize that there's so much more to do. And I feel like that as the mayor, there is more than I can do, that I can make more of an impact. So that brings me to what I talked about in the beginning, which is attainable homes. In 2020, the city of Lee Summit, the council, and the residents here created the comprehensive plan. And in that plan, they talked about missing middle homes, affordable homes, and how we were going to get those into this city. And now it is 5 years later, and we still are no closer to affordable homes, starter homes for people. And starter homes are not apartments. We need homes that people can own. Now, let me tell you, of course, being in the real estate business for 30 years, it's not to sell more homes. It's because home ownership is one of the most important things. It's the foundation of a city. home ownership is the fiber. I mean, okay, the people that came here to Lee Summit, 200 years ago to start that, they owned land. They were homeowners and they were landowners. And what did they do? They built this beautiful city. They started it. They built businesses. They brought more people here. And that's how I see ownership of homes being in our city. It's the foundation, and it continues to bring more people in, to have a stakehold here, to own property, to become involved, to volunteer, to start businesses. That is why it is so important for us to start bringing people in to own homes in Lee Summit. Now that leads me to job creation and how we're going to get more homes. But I want to say first of all that anybody that knows anything about economic development knows that rooftops are important to any community to attract employers. And so I have been working with the EDC. Joe Perry is our new director, and I want to continue working with them and the local leaders here on ways that we're going to be able to bring businesses here. I want to stop seeing our residents drive to Kansas to go to work. I want them to stay in Lee Summit to work. Thank you. So we need to get competitive to attract those businesses, and I intend to work diligently for that change. I will also want to streamline the process for smaller businesses to come into Lee Summit, because that needs a little bit of tweaking, and I want to make sure that I'm nurturing the small businesses that are here, that we continue to grow that way and bring jobs. Now, I got to tell you, public safety is, I guess that's something a lot of people that run for an office bring up, but I have a special reason that I want to bring up public safety, and that is I have a soft spot in my heart for them, but because of the tragedies that I've experienced with the loss of my husband and a son, I feel that it is important that people understand what they do. When I was at my darkest hour, they were there to help me and protect me. And we've got to make sure that we financially support our first responders. They are dealing with things today that they didn't deal with 20 years ago. Mental illness with people. What happened on Monday with our police officer, Jared Timbrook, who was shot because of a domestic violence. These things are inexcusable, but they need to have the ability and the support, the financial support, to be able to recruit and retain talent and to bring in people that know how to deal with people that have mental illness, because they're not really equipped to do that. So it's something that I feel that we need to make sure that we're always loving on our public safety and our first responders. Now, infrastructure is a big one, and I don't know why it went dead there for a minute. Infrastructure is a big one because it incorporates a lot of things. And I want to say, first of all, we have a capital improvement plan. You guys may know about it. It's a CIP. And our council works with staff to make sure that we are continuing to do road improvements and infrastructure improvements here in the city. They work very hard for that, staff does, and so does council, to make sure that we're spending that money wisely. But I also want to bring up the fact, and I ran on this on council, that we've got to make sure that we're using the incentives that we give our developers responsibly. Now, when these commercial developers come to town, they always say, well, we can do this project, but we need an apartment component to make our numbers work. Now, I ask, is this what we want to continue to do in the future? We have a lot of apartments here. Is this what we want in Lee Summit? And what I want to see is more of a partnership with these developers, that we get what we want in Lee Summit and what we need in Lee Summit. And that we're not just growing for growth's sake, that we're not just plopping developments on pieces of ground because we want to fill up the ground and do more development. It's just making it responsible and making it something that fits with what we have and what we need. There needs to be an intent and a purpose and a real vision of what we want to see. I will add that on council and planning commission, and I'm proud of this, that we're working on upping our game on our architectural styles, the quality of materials, making more durable. I think about the fact that we have this beautiful downtown of buildings that are, 200 years old, and they're still here. I want to make sure that 50 years from now, we can look back and say, we built beautiful buildings, and they're still here. They're durable, and they're quality, and we're proud of them. Communication was something that I added because it was something that really hit me in the head when I got on council. And Donnie Funk knows this because he deals with it too, and any elected official does. But we get lots of letters and calls from people asking us about why they don't know about something. For instance, in our application process, when a new project comes on, they'll say, well, I didn't know that there was a neighbor, that they were going to tear up my streets, or I was going to get a new building over here, or they're going to tear everything down and they're going to build apartments or whatever it may be there. And so I got to thinking about it, and I decided to make a meeting with the director of development to talk about how we can better inform people, how we can better let them know what is going on in this city. And the council is very much on board with us getting better communication out to our citizens and making sure that you guys understand what is happening. Now, we're always there to help you, but it's good for you to be able to have those resources as well. And then I kind of want to tie that in with my communication, because I believe in being a small business owner, you've got to have good communication. People have to know what's going on, and you have to inform them, because here's what I've learned. If you don't tell people what you're doing, they don't think you're doing anything. You can be working your head off in the back room, but they're like, well, they're not doing anything. So we have to always be telling people and communicating with them and letting them know. As the mayor and in this business, I understand that there's going to be tough issues that have to face. I've always faced things head on. I've never known any way else to do it. And there were two skills that I felt like was really important to be good at my job and to be a good broker and help other people. And that was to be a problem solver and to be a great negotiator. And so I have a motto, and it's, I've never met a problem I couldn't solve. There's always a solution. There's always a solution to every problem. And as far as negotiating goes, I never put myself in the middle of a negotiation. So if there's whoever's involved, we sit down at the table and we hear all the perspectives of all the people that are there, and then we come to an agreement. And anybody knows in a negotiation that you lose a little and you win a little, but in the long run, everybody wins. So these things are, I feel like, are what mayors face, and they need to be always being prepared to resolve. I'm ready to take on every issue. I want you all to know that I always have respect for people, other people and their perspectives, common sense. I have an open mind and heart for others' perspectives. And I've learned to listen, not just hear what people say. It's important to take that in. These are the principles and the messages that I have as my campaign for mayor, and this is what you will hear in the months to come. I care very deeply about Lee Summit. I've lived here for 50 years. It's my hometown. I've raised my kids here, and I intend to stay here. I'm committed to the success. I envision a city where property values remain strong, where a diverse range of housing options allow more people the path to home ownership, and where businesses are eager to establish here. I want to see Lee Summit continue to be the model city that surrounding cities admire and aspire to. I'm going to yell at these guys on these motorcycles. I mean, this is my good speech here at the end. All right. Now is the time for a leader with a fresh energy, new perspectives, innovative thinking, a leader that honors our past while propelling us into a brighter future. I hope you will join me to continue to build Lee Summit, the city that we all believe in and that we want to be proud of. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Good job.
Thank you. You did great.
Thank you.
You guys, that's not easy. Public speaking, number one, most of you should know that's most folks' biggest fear. So public speaking is not easy. Throwing your hat in the ring for mayor, that's really not easy. So for facing both of those, let's give Cynda a really big round of applause. Thank you so much for your support. The dogs are here. I saw a rabbit in the back. I mean, we've got everybody out today. He's loving this, yes. If you listen to this message tonight and any piece of it sparks some passion in you, think about what we can do with Cynda at the helm. Lee Summit's a big boat now, Cynda. You ready to drive it? I wasn't born here, but I sure loved Lee Summit when I found it. And I find more and more people who have the same story whenever I go to networking events, chamber events. I'm just at a happy hour chatting with folks. Are you from Lee Summit? No, not originally. How'd you get here? There's something in this city that draws people in. And once they're here, they don't want to leave. And if you are a homeowner, you are a stakeholder. I love that phrase. So be a stakeholder with me. Live here, work here, play here, and we can all do it with Cynda guiding us forward. As you know, it doesn't take just courage to do this. It does take support in a financial way. So tonight we're going to ask you to do a couple things. If you haven't already, follow Cynda on Facebook. Share with others. Let folks see what you're a part of. If they don't know who she is, they might ask you. You know what she stands for now. She is open. She will meet with them. She will talk with them. If you can, let people know what's going on. We've got flyers you can take. We've got koozies. You might be at the fire pit this summer. Let people know who you support. We also have QR codes. You can donate. We are asking tonight, if you can, $100 would be great. Let's get this campaign rolling. Anything that you can give, any little bit. Tonight is a party to let you know what we're doing. You want to be a part of it? Come on in. If you can give, great. We love to see it. If you can let others know about what we're doing, even better. So share your passion, share your knowledge, share what you've learned tonight, and let's make Lee Summit even better than what it is today. Are you with me? Yeah. Cynda, do you feel the love here for you tonight? So you may not have been born here, but you got here as fast as you could. Maybe it's because you saw the open bar. I don't know. I mean, that's what drew me in. But we're so excited that you're here. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for supporting Cynda. She wants to talk to all of you. She wants to hear from you. So if there are things that are on your heart, or you have ideas or questions that you've had, let her know. She wants to bring that forward. She's on council now. She can make things happen. There's a lot more food. There's a lot more drink. There's a lot more friends to be made. If you're here tonight and you haven't met somebody, we're all friends this evening. Make a friend, shake a hand, kiss a baby, pet a dog, take the trash out. Enjoy your evening. Thank you so much, Cynda. Let's go, Lee Summit.